hana amrite hum pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Jeta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Jeta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namastanda Bajra Krodaya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrita Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bhajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda 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 Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Vajakro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Hong Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Read out loud slowly until the top of page 8. From the
all sins are purified,
loud.
All sufferings are removed. This is the root of all tantras, thoroughly adorned with complete fortune. When the sensory faculties of sentient beings deteriorate, faced with the shortening of life and untimely death, with a lack of prosperous abundance, and being in opposition to the gods, disliked by friends and family, betrayed by servants and others, living in complete disharmony with financial loss and obstructions, plagued with despair, weariness, and harm, with fear and pains of hunger, cursed by astrological influences and constellations, limitless harmful acts by Maras, and all the sufferings resulting from that, nightmares and omens are cleansed by this perfect washing. Upon hearing this perfect sutra, with a pure and uncontaminated mind, hop to page 8.
Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. Namaskanda Bajagro Daya Hulu Hulu Tishta Tishta Penda Penda Hana Hana Amrite Hum Pe. All Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
In the Buddha,
Dharma and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Last week, I read to you a message that we received from Venerable George from his 3-year retreat, giving us a suggestion of a couple of practices that we can do together. So one of them is the invoking the blessings of Guru Rinpoche. Guru Rinpoche is the person who made it possible for the Buddha's teachings to be established in Tibet. I'm sure all of you know that story, that even though the Tibetan king invited a great
teacher, a great bodhisattva teacher called Santarakshita, to come from India to teach Buddhism. Even though this great teacher made lots of progress, changing the minds, changing the hearts of the people, it is said that the spirit entities of that area opposed him. And so when the king wanted to build the very first monastery in Tibet, it is said that these obstructing spirits, these local entities, did their best to undo everything that was done in the daytime. So in the end, the King Trisondasen, upon the advice of Shantarakshita, sent emissaries to India in search of this great teacher called Pemasambhava, or the lotus born, or affectionately Guru Rinpoche. And that Guru Rinpoche has the power to overcome these opposition to the establishment of Dharma. So in that spirit, everywhere where Tibetan Buddhism has gone, many teachers have emphasized the need to connect with and to exercise and to actualize this principle, this blessing of Guru Rinpoche. In that story, in that myth about how although Shantarakshita, the great bodhisattva, was able to make good progress in changing the minds of the humans, he wasn't so effective in overcoming these ancient spirits of Tibet. Not discounting that there are ancient spirits of every land, every place. And so in Tibet, there are ancient spirits of Tibet. In Western North Carolina, there are ancient spirits of Western North Carolina. Not discounting that. But on the inner level of understanding this story, the humans in this story refer to our reasonable, our intellectual, our kind of basically reasonable self. That reasonable self, that intellectually sound self, may be really attracted to the Dharma, may really like the Dharma, and walk around thinking that you are a Dharma practitioner, but your ancient spirits are not cooperating. Your ancient spirits are your habit patterns. Those habit patterns, it's not so easy to oppose, because they speak without even voices. They act without you seeing. And the next thing you know, you are under their power again. Right? It's so subtle, but yet so powerful. So that overtly, clearly, you say, I know I should do this, 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 and this. But those ancient spirits are undermining. So it says, at night was when they undid everything that was built in the daytime. So in the daytime is when we are thinking right, we're thinking clear. We make some decisions about our personal Dharma practice. We make some decisions about our commitment to the Dharma center. And then nightfall inevitably comes. In itself, daytime and nightfall, there's no difference. It's not that nightfall is a bad time and daytime is a good time. But nightfall is when these ancient spirits come up. And they will undo everything that you built in the daytime. So to connect to Guru Rinpoche's principle of overcoming opposition, we pray to this principle. We invoke this principle. We pray not in that kind of simplistic, theistic way of thinking. All-powerful you over there, miserable me over here. But we pray, so to say, from that Dharma perspective that says that ultimately this principle is found within each of us, the ability to overcome these ancient spirits. But this requires a more magic approach, a more Vajrayana approach, a more tantric approach, an approach that is outrageous. So Guru Rinpoche, according to this story, manifests himself in 8 different forms. And of these 8 different forms, some of the most kind of outrageous forms were manifested in the Himalayan region. There was one form that manifested in an outrageous, wrathful manner in India, but majority of all the wrathful forms took place in Tibet, where the Dharma is new. So we need to connect with, to invoke this deity, this principle within our own lives, and then now particularly within our community. Because there are these ancient spirits that are coming up again and again. These ancient spirits can easily be provoked, and especially when we're trying to do something to change the status quo of the ancient spirits, then they become even more energetic. And then we try to reason with them. They cannot be reasoned. They cannot be reasoned with. You need Guru Rinpoche's outrageous form. So this form of Guru Rinpoche on page 29, if you look at this form is called Nangsi Silnon. Nangsi is all that appears and all that exists. Silnon is the one who overcomes all appearances. The one that overpowers all appearances. In other words, the one that is not fooled by appearances. Whether it's daytime or nighttime, human or non-human, nothing can fool Nangsi Silnon. Hung on the northwest border of the land of Odiyana, in the heart of a lotus flower, endowed with the most marvelous attainments, you are renowned as lotus born, surrounded by many hosts of Dakinis. Following in your footsteps, I pray to you. Come inspire me with your blessings. Guru Padma Siddhi Om. At least there's a little bell, maybe. Sen Choking Mudrubnye Pema June Shuga Kodu Kandro Mangpo Kor Kiki Jesu Tatuki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Om Jin Yuji Nu Chang Sam Pema Kesa Tongpo La Ya Sen Chuki Mudrup Nye Pema Junu Shi Shuga
Kordu kandro mangpo kor keki jesu tadruki jinji lakshi shesu so guru pema siddhi om jin yu jin no chang san pema kesa tombola Yasen choki mudrup nye pema chungne sheshuja Kordu kandro mangpo kor keki jesu tadruki Jinji lamchi shesu so guru pema siddhi om. And so, to do this practice, you want to see Guru Rinpoche in the space in front of you, or alternately, you could see yourself being transported to where Guru Rinpoche is, to the copper-colored mountain Pure Land, and you are there in the presence of Guru Rinpoche, invoking him. And also to think about all the sacred images of Guru Rinpoche anywhere in the world that you have seen before. Even if you have one in your home, you can imagine visiting every single of these images. Because wherever they are embodying that principle of allowing the Dharma in the local place to grow roots. And that local place could be your house, could be the houses of fellow members here that you have seen, as big as a big statue, as small as a little locket that anyone is wearing. So during the recitation that we're doing, continuing, you imagine going to every single one of these presences of Guru Rinpoche and praying and invoking that principle for the stability of the Dharma, wherever it may be. And if you have yourself seen these images, especially in the holy places, in Tibet, in Ladakh, in Nepal, in India, or if you've seen pictures, try to recall them. If you have a smartphone that you can pull up image, and if you are out there, look for this image called, you can type Guru Rinpoche, looks like me. There's one statue in Tibet where after it was built, this is built during Guru Rinpoche's time. After it was built at Samye Monastery, that was the monastery that was being built and then compromised by these ancient spirits. So after the monastery was completed, they built a statue of Guru Rinpoche in honor of him. And he was then asked to come and consecrate the statue. When he got there, he looked at it and he said, looks like me. And then he consecrated it by putting his hand under the heart of the statue. And then now he says, now it is inseparable from me. So if you pull up that image, it's a black and white image that might have been colored over as well, updated. You can put that on the table in front of you, and you can imagine yourself being in the presence of that statue, very blessed statue, Guru Rinpoche. And if you are not here with us and you're out there and you don't have this text, again, you Google Guru Rinpoche's 7-line prayer, 7-line prayer of Guru Rinpoche, then you will find this prayer.
Is it also on the UD website, resources?
Should be on the udharmanc.com on the tab called resources. And you go there, there is some text that might be there.
It is. I saw it recently.
Also, the Vajavidarana mantra that we were chanting, that text is also on our resources, udharmanc.com. You can download the PDF there.
black and white image is the old one, yes. Unfortunately, that statue was actually destroyed during Cultural Revolution. There's one there now, but it's a replica of the original. The karma of beings in Tibet was exhausted, then even separable from Guru Rinpoche was destroyed. The truth of impermanence. Jin yu jin de chang sam pe ma ge sa tong po la yan sen chu gi nge zhu nye pe ma zhu ne she shu da kor du kan du mang po kor te ki je su ta zhu ki jin ji la ji she su so Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Gesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandu Mampu Kor Keki Jesu Dadu Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandra Mangpo Kor Keki Jesu Tadru Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandu Mangpu Kor Keki Jesu Tadru Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandu Mangpo Kor Keki Jesu Tadru Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandu Mangpo Kor Keki Jesu Tadru Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura Kordu Kandu Mangpo Kor Keki Jesu Tadru Ki Jinji La She Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hor Jin Yu Jin Chan Sam Pema Kesa Tom Pola Yasin Chugi Merdun Ye Pema June She Shura
Koru Kagyu Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho Jin Yu Jin Yu Chan Sa Pema Kesa Tom Hola Yasen Chobi Gajum Ye Pema June Sheshuda Kodu Kando Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho Jin Yu Jin Yu Chan Sa Pema Kesa Tom Hola Yasen Chogi Ngadum Ye Pema June Sheshuda Kodu Kando Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho Jin Yu Jin Yu Chan Sa Pema Kesa Tom Hola Yasen Chogi Ngadum Ye Pema June Sheshuda Kodu Kando Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho Jin Yu Jin Yu Chan Sa Pema Kesa Tom Hola Yasen Chogi Ngadum Ye Pema June Sheshuda Kodu Kando Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho Jin Yu Jin Yu Chan Sa Pema Kesa Tom Hola Yasen Chogi Ngadum Ye Pema June Sheshuda Kodu Kando Mambu Kor Keki Jesu Tatu Ki Jinji Lakshi Shesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Ho
Now let's take a 10-15 minute break. Walk around. Maybe there's business to conduct. I don't know. People to say hello to.